Hey everybody, welcome to week 2. Here is another in our video series as it's becoming. This one is correlation and regression number 1, which is discussion question 1 for week 2. So I'm going to walk you through it again and again save the output for you to view. And if you have SPSS and you want to use this just for a check, that's great. And if you don't, hopefully you'll get it soon. So the first thing we're doing is looking at the data set here, which is the divorced student version. So I have downloaded that from the site and saved it on my computer and brought it up. We're going to just focus on two variables here, depress, which is basically the depression variable, and I'm going to call it the depression variable since depre is hard to pronounce. So the depression variable, and then the helplessness or hopelessness variable, which is dfeel2. And the first things we're going to do are actually the same things we did last week. And you're going to find that every assignment we do, we're going to do that first basic thing of looking at the descriptive statistics because that tells us more about our variables. So let's go over to our data set. So again, we're in variable view here. So this is a list of all of our variables. And here you can see the depression variable, and here's that hopelessness variable down a little ways. But as we said, the first thing we're going to do, just like we did last time, is descriptive statistics, frequencies. We're going to have to scroll down to find those variables, the depression and hopelessness. And under statistics, we're going to get our mean, our median, our mode, our standard deviation, our variance. Continue. We're going to get our histograms. Continue. I may not say histograms in the assignment, but it's always a good idea to just check those out and see what they look like. Okay, I'm going to click all right. Okay. And here comes my output. So again, we have those descriptive statistics in the first box, our frequencies, and our histograms. So there we go. Then we're going to go next, see what it says. Run the correlation and regression analysis. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. That's actually my dog. All right, so for correlations, we're going to go to correlate. That makes sense. Bivariates, because there's two variables that we're going to be looking at. And we're going to again find those variables, depression and hopelessness. We're going to go with the Pearson, and we're going to go with two-tailed, and you can maybe tell me why that is from things that you've read. Okay, we're going to go OK. And that gives us a simple correlation table. Now I'm going to leave you guys how to interpret this. Where's our correlation? What does that significance level mean? What does that tell us about this relationship? Okay, now we need to run a regression. So what do we need to look at for a regression? Well, we're going to try to predict, as we look back up here, predict depression based on hopelessness scores. So one thing based on another. So that tells us that these hopelessness scores are going to try to predict the depression scores. So our depression scores are going to be dependent on our hopelessness scores. So that should be a little clue for us here. So we're going to go to Analyze, Regression, Linear. So our dependent variable is going to be depression. Our independent variable is going to be feelings of hopelessness. And we're going to get our model fit statistics here. We've already got our descriptives from before, so we don't need those as much here. So we don't actually need to click anything else here. We're going to get our scatter plot in a different way. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And here is our regression output. This first box we actually don't need to worry about. That's for regressions with more variables. But here's a model summary and ANOVA and coefficients, and all of these are things that you're going to be using to do the answer those questions in the assignment. So we're almost done here. We have just one more thing to go. We're going to obtain a scatter plot with a regression line. So in order to do that, we are going to go to Graphs and use the legacy dialogues here. Scatter dot plot, the simple scatter, define. Okay, we want again to put our depression is going to be on the y-axis and our hopelessness is on the x-axis. So we put our independent variable on the x-axis fairly frequently. Okay, So there we go. We don't have any other issues that we need to deal with in any of our pop-up boxes. So we can click OK. And this is our scatter plot. And it looks kind of interesting because you see we have everything's arranged in 1 to 7. So you have some interesting, everybody looks like they're stacked up in rows there. Now if we double click on this, we can get our reference line from our equation. Oh, we want our regression line. Hang on here. Let's see. Fit line. That is what we want, is our fit line. And so that method is linear regression. And we're going to close that. So now we've got our regression line. Now we've got an extra line here that I put in by mistake. That's fine. I'm not going to mess around trying to get it out. Basically, you're looking for that fit line. So if you saw that, I got it through elements, fit line, at total in that pop-up box. I closed the chart editor, and it shows up there. There's a little bit of my linear regression. So this will be the output for you to think about and take a look at, and I'll save for you. And hopefully you see that it's okay to make mistakes, not a big deal. And that should do it for this assignment. Please again, let me know if you have questions.